Alright, gentlemen, we are looking at the speaker box assessment task. So for that, we've had a few lessons now. We've planned out all the components, and you should have an idea of exactly how large that rectangle is that's going to fit all of your components. You should have that number by now. And we're using Corel Draw. Everybody should have already done this, but if you have not, this document is up on our Google Classroom. You need to follow all of these links. You're going to click on this part here. It's going to open a video, and it's going to explain how to set up Corel Draw so that when you do open it and you grab an image, the bed size, that giant sheet you see, is going to be 1 meter by 600, which is the size of our laser. And then when you start drawing something, it will be red, it will be hairline, and it's the right color red. So see down the bottom here, RGB red. So it needs to be this in order for you to use the laser. You have to set this up, and you'll set it up by looking at this video, Getting Started with Corel Draw, which is in and on our Google Classroom. So once you've done that and you're in our classroom, the last lesson, we were looking at speaker ID designs. And that was this document here, where I put up some images. And this is not all of the images or all of the designs, but this is what I want to look at today. So if I was looking at this and this was the particular design that I wanted, or wanted to base my design on. Now remember, if you just use this, print it, somehow stick your speaker in, you're looking at about a C. But if you then take this design and modify it, make it your own, add some features, go crazy with it, that's when you'll start increasing your marks for the casing or the housing of your project. So you get marks for the electronics, you get marks for functionality, but you'll also get marks for what your speaker looks like. So if you select that link, that brings up this website here that we have seen and we've used in class. Now, if I'm looking at this, this is going to tells me here the radius. Okay, so look at these settings, have a look. You want to change these finger setouts, you can. You might generate it, look at it, possibly cut out a piece of paper and see if you need to physically see it, or look at these settings here. Now, I know my radius, speaker's about 105, I'm going to say here 120. And number of sides, a 5-sided shape, pentagon, sure. Maybe I might go an octagon. At the top, it says here none. So if you've done this and you just press generate, see the picture? There's a top there. See how that side has got the finger joints? If we generate this design currently, you'll see that the top of it has no little finger joints, and there is no second piece. If we look at it, we just told it to make me a box that with the top, there's none. Not what I'm looking at. If I select round lid, and then I say generate, it's now created me the sides with the finger joints on either side, a base, and a top. Excellent. So I'm going to grab this now, save as, and you'll see it saves it as an SVG. That's referred to as a scalable vector graphic. It's going to go to my downloads folder and then download. There it is. I'm now opening up Corel, File, Import, go to my downloads folder, import, drop that into place, and there's the drawings. Now at the moment, can't really do too much. I can try and change some colors on it, but I don't want all these pieces there. So I'm going to right click, and I'm going to find the word ungroup all. Now, one more thing. One of these images, most of them will be free. I just happen to select that one first. But all these I can move, but this one on the edges is locked. So I want to unlock that. This gives you a little rule. I don't need that rule. But now I've got all the pieces to this particular project. Now, if this is going to be my speaker, what I need to work out, back into my classroom, we had another activity a couple of weeks ago, which looked at planning your layout, and it was, let's open up McCarthy Cox there. It opens up and shows you recorded the sizes of all the components of what you needed to know. So the speakers, 103 by 103. Go back to my Corel drawing now. That means if I'm going to have my speaker inside this, draw my ellipse tool. If I hold down Shift and Control, then it opens as a perfect circle. So I'm going to go to here, and we said 103. Control Z, make it locked. Let's make it 103. So that is the size of the speaker. Now looking at this, I might decide, you know what, maybe that's a bit too large. That's the size of the speaker. The speaker isn't changing, but I can leave that as there now. That's going to be where I want my speaker to go. I might need to have some little mounting holes. So again, I might need to check the actual speaker to work that out. The other thing we might look at, if I draw this little circle and I decided to go 3 millimeters, what I might actually do, bear with me, there's my 3 millimeters. I'm going to go to edit. I'm going to go to step and repeat across the horizontal every 5 millimeters. Vertical can be 0, and I'm going to go for 25 just to start with. And I've now just done 25 little holes. I'm now going to highlight it all. Now on the horizontal it's 0. In the vertical, I'm going to go -5, and I'm going to go 25 down. I'm going to grab, this is the outline of that speaker that we mentioned. I'm going to grab this little triangle. So you might have that shape there, but it might be a different symbol. That's fine. So click on that little triangle. We want the virtual segment delete. And now what I'm going to do is delete some of these little triangles. Little circles. And then in my design, it might take a few moments, but ultimately, once I've got that in the shape that I'm after, I'm happy with that. So I've gone through and I've weeded out all the little ones that I didn't need. And that's for clicking away. I don't actually want that circle. I don't want to cut out that circle I'm referring to. I'm going to delete that. That's going to be a perfect little outline of the circle. I might press Control G. I've now grouped this, and that's going to be the very center. Remember, I've worked out exactly how big the holes are for the speaker as well, in regards to mounting the speaker. 5 and 5, and I know that there is 4 holes. 1, 2. Obviously, this will need you to line them up, but this is just to get us starting on designing our little box. So if I'm going to use this in my design, I don't want either of them. If I'm going to have 2 speakers, I might have one top and bottom, and I need to think about where am I going to fit all of my controls. So you can cut this out, you see how that will go together. If I have one mounted speaker there, one mounted speaker there, is that going to cause me a problem with the 2 magnets facing each other? I think there's a good chance that might be a problem. So we need to look at all these different layouts, but that's what I need to start to see. And this might become your final design, or you'll paste this into your future folio, and this is a potential design idea.